So it's been a full week with my dietary changes and it's time to check in.
There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you.
I'm excited to share all of the information in this video. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. And if you're returning, welcome back. So what do we have planned together today? First of all, I'm going to cover everything, all your burning questions. This week I made some dietary changes because the scale wasn't moving very much. I had dropped down to losing less than a pound a week, which is still pretty good. I'm not complaining about that at all, but some weeks I was stalled and some weeks there was nothing, no progress whatsoever. So I thought I'd mix things up a little bit because I figured my body was getting used to what I was already doing. So just to recap, I'm on a hybrid plan. It's going to be a quick recap so that I can just download this information quickly and I don't keep you here too long because you got important things to do. It's a sunny weekend, at least for me. I hope it is for you. Either way, let's get outside and get some fresh air. Let me share with you quickly what has been happening. I was on a hybrid plan. I started with the STARCH solution and then I had a little bit of weight loss, maybe 2 pounds in the very beginning of my journey, and that 2 pounds took me about a month. And then I looked for a little bit more to help me out. I knew I wanted to continue to be plant-based, so I found Dr. Joel plan. I switched to that, and I added a little more fat into my diet and took a little of the carbs down, and then that's how the majority of my weight came off. Since then, my body seems to have gotten used to it, so I switched back to Dr. John McDougall's plan, but not just any plan. I downloaded his book, The McDougall Program, and I've been doing that for the last week. Now on the McDougall program, some things had to change in my diet. I had to let go of some of the fat that I was eating, the majority of the fat that I was eating, and I was eating just whole plant foods fats like nuts, seeds, and avocados. So for this week, I made 3 changes to see if this would move the needle along a little bit further so that I would lose a full pound or more. And we're gonna find out if the or more happened in this video. So here are the 3 changes. I decided to up my exercise from walking 1 mile a day to 1.5 or 2 miles a day, and I'll let you know how that worked out. The second change is I decided to limit some of the fruit that I was eating. I was eating maybe 4 to 5 pieces of fruit every day, and I brought my fruit intake down to the goal was to bring my fruit intake down to about 2 pieces of fruit a day. And the third dietary change was just changing the plate up to more of a traditional 50-50 plate like you'd see in Dr. McDougall's the STARCH solution program. So I moved to a 50-50 plate, limited my fruit, and set a goal to exercise more frequently. Those are the 3 changes, and I'll tell you how each one worked out. Number 1, did I exercise more? So to be honest, not really. I wanted to work hard at getting the exercise done, but this week was incredibly hard. I started off strong. I exercised for about 3 days this week. At the beginning of the week, the first 3 days, I got about 2 miles in, so I was maintaining that goal. And then I went back to work. I'm a teacher. I went back to work into the classroom, and then when I got off work, I was making dinner, taking one child to an event, taking another child to their classes after school, and needless to say, by the time we were done each evening, towards the latter part of the week, it was about 7 o'clock, and I was tired. And not just tired, I was dog tired. I was teaching a full day, coming home and running errands, and then taking my kids to their events in the evenings, and it just didn't work out the way I had hoped. I haven't given up. I was still walking, just not meeting the goal. I reverted back to maybe a mile on the treadmill was really what happened. So I didn't even make it outside like I had hoped. But that's the truth on the exercise. I exercised strong for about 3 days out of the 6 full days that I was doing this. So about 50% of the time. And the rest of the time was it was a wash. Number 2, the fruit. How did I do with the fruit? I think I did pretty good. I was able to limit the fruit to about 2 pieces a day. I will say there was one day where I ate, no, there were 2 days where I ate 3 pieces of fruit, and I just threw in an extra apple because I was at work and I was hungry. and it wasn't really time for me to take a full break, and I needed something quick, so I ate an apple in between. So I had 3 pieces of fruit out of 2 of these days. I call that a win. Not too bad. And the 50-50 plate, that was probably the easiest part of the plan. Just making sure I had half my plate filled with veggies and half my plate filled with non-starchy green vegetables. That was pretty easy. Not only was it easy, but it was kind of mindless for me, which I appreciate, because all I had to do was just repeat, copy and paste this meal. So if I ate broccoli and brown rice one day, I would have it again for dinner. If I had mixed veggies and a baked potato, I did the same thing for dinner. So that was a pretty easy, mindless part. So that one was an absolute win. As far as limiting the nuts, seeds, and avocados, so I did have a slip up, but I really tried hard. I think I was just on autopilot. I was standing in the kitchen one day and I grabbed some almonds, a handful of almonds, and started eating them. And I was probably maybe 5-6 almonds in before I realized I should be limiting my whole fats. And so I didn't spit it out. I mean, I ate it because it was already in there. I'm not gonna waste it, but I did eat a handful, off plan one day. I'm okay with that. I didn't intend to do it, but that just goes to tell you how easy it is, at least for me, to just mindlessly grab a handful of nuts and not even account for what I'm eating, which explains maybe why my weight loss stalled. So I need to pay better attention in the future. I love that I had that opportunity to have that lesson with myself and to see that sometimes I'm just walking through the kitchen and I'll grab a handful of nuts. And then I sit back and wonder, why is this not working? And it could be that I might be doing that more than once or twice a day. So at least now I know what to clean up. So that's how it went. As far as the avocado, I did say that I was going to give myself leeway and allow myself to have a portion of a ½ ounce of avocado every day. That was the fat of my choice, and I was going to enjoy that ½ ounce. Most days I did not actually follow through with that. I maybe had like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of avocado, but it wasn't really a big deal. I just ate maybe a teaspoon or 2 every day, every other day, and it was fine. So that's how the changes went for the week. So I'd say I was a fail at the exercise, but I was pretty consistent with the next 2, the 50-50 plate and the fruit. So those worked out pretty well. So my final results. I'm going to insert the weigh-in. As you know, I am weighing in on Saturday morning. That gives me about 6 days that I've been implementing this plan. I started this last Sunday on the 14th, I want to say, but I'll double check the date and put it in. I started this on this date, somewhere on here. And I am weighing in this Saturday on the 20th. And that should be today as this video goes up. I'm just gonna clip that and put it in this video, and you're gonna see my actual weigh-in today. So we're gonna find out what I weigh right now. And those are my results. I hope they're good. I really hope they're good. So what's the plan going forward? Are you curious? I did notice this week, without extra fat in my diet, I was a little more hungry. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because fats are so satiating and I was craving them, or was I legitimately hungry? I don't know. All I know is that I wanted to eat more without having a little more avocado or nuts and seeds in my diet, and I'm okay with that. I think I'm gonna give this another full week and see where we land going forward. We'll see what happens in another week, and then after that, I'm a teacher, so I'm going on spring break, so you probably will see my next video upload first week in April or second week in April. So I'll be sharing another video around that time. I'm going to take a little break to go on a little mini vacation with my family, enjoy my birthday weekend coming up because I'm turning 50. So my family's going to pamper me a little bit, and I'm going to celebrate my 50th birthday with my family, and then I'll try to bring you along as much as I can into the festivities, but I'm just gonna relax and enjoy my time with my family, and I am going to have some cake. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, and make sure you subscribe and turn on that bell notification so that you know every time I upload, because as I always tell you, the journey continues. So I'll see you in the next video. Take care and be blessed. Bye.
If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I want.